You wake up, grab that little piece of fruit you always eat for breakfast, believing you're doing the best for your health. It's sweet, juicy, and gives you that feeling of taking care of your body. But what you don't know is that inside it, there's an invisible enemy, a saboteur that, with every bite, is silently blocking your blood flow, swelling your arteries and taking away something no man wants to lose, your vitality. We're talking about fruits that you always believed were allies, but that today could be sapping your energy, your disposition, and your intimacy. Yes, the same fruit that's on your table could be the cause of your lack of energy and frustration behind closed doors. And the worst part, no one told you this. Until now. Today you will discover the 4 fruits that seem harmless, but act like blood circulation thieves inside your body. And no, we are not talking about processed sweets or fast food. We are talking about fruits, natural, colorful, popular, that may be harming your performance without you even realizing it. For years, you have been taught that fruit is synonymous with health. But what no one has explained is that, after 60, your body changes. Your metabolism slows down, your hormonal balance becomes more sensitive, and what used to be good for you may now be doing you harm. Today, you will understand how these fruits interfere with your blood flow, what reactions they silently provoke within you, and most importantly, what you should replace them with to regain your circulation and your confidence. But be careful, the last fruit on the list is the most consumed by men your age, and the most dangerous. Stay until the end. Circulation health is the engine behind energy, mental clarity, physical strength, and the ability to connect with those you love. When blood flows well, you feel alive. When it is blocked, even slightly, you feel dull. And do you know what the biggest enemy of this flow is? Chronic inflammation. It is not visible, it does not hurt, and it does not cause immediate symptoms. But it is there, corroding your arteries, weakening their vascular walls, and making it difficult for blood to flow. This is exactly where fruits come in. Some of them, despite being natural, are rich in fructose, acids, and bioactive compounds that, when consumed frequently by mature men, silently inflame the body. This affects the production of nitric oxide, the substance responsible for dilating blood vessels and allowing a firm erection, a strong heart, and an oxygenated mind. Ignoring this is a serious mistake. But now, you will know exactly what to avoid. Fruit 1. Grape. The first fruit on the list is small, easy to eat and seen by many as a healthy option for any time of day. But for men over 60, it acts like an enemy in disguise. We're talking about grapes. Sweet, practical, and often considered the ideal snack, grapes are rich in glucose and sucrose, sugars that quickly enter the bloodstream, generating insulin spikes. For a younger body, this can be metabolized easily. But for a mature body, which already suffers from insulin resistance and reduced metabolic sensitivity, the impact is direct: inflammation in the vessels, oxidative stress, and a drop in nitric oxide production. The result? Slow circulation, weak erections, inexplicable fatigue. One of our patients ate grapes every day as a healthy habit. After cutting them out, in just 2 weeks, he felt an improvement in his mood and quality of sleep. And that was just the beginning. Grapes, despite being harmless, are a trap for your vitality. According to Dr. Martin Escobar, a nutritionist and vascular health researcher, fruits rich in sugar, such as grapes, are dangerous when consumed by men with a slower metabolism, as they accelerate the inflammatory process of the endothelium, the tissue that lines the blood vessels. Dr. Lucia Galtieri, an endocrinologist, states that excess fructose disrupts the hormonal axis of men, and can even increase estrogen levels, the female hormone, and decrease free testosterone levels. In other words, by eating too many grapes, you may be unintentionally stimulating a hormonal environment that favors the loss of masculinity, desire, and sexual energy. And the scariest thing, it doesn't hurt. You only notice it when your performance has already declined and your self-esteem is compromised. That's why this video is so important. Because when you understand the impact, you gain the power to change. What if I told you that there is an even more common fruit, one that you probably have in your fridge right now, that is directly linked to the loss of blood flow in the intimate area. A fruit that everyone considers excellent for the heart, but that in fact may be slowly tightening the valves that should be open, blocking your pleasure, your disposition, and your presence as a man. This fruit is consumed by thousands of men every day, and that is exactly why few realize the damage it causes. If you have come this far, it is a sign that you are paying attention to your health. So don't stop now. What comes next could be the turning point for your well-being and for your relationship. The next fruit is the most treacherous of all, and you will understand why. Fruit 2, banana. The second fruit on this list is perhaps the most common in breakfasts. Practical, rich in potassium, easy to digest. Bananas have a reputation as a superfood. But what no one tells you is that, for men over 60, they may be silently sabotaging your energy, your strength, and even your desire. This is because bananas have a high glycemic index and intensely stimulate the production of serotonin, the neurotransmitter of calm, sleep, and tranquility. Sounds great, right? But here's the problem. Serotonin competes directly with dopamine, which is the fuel of motivation, sexual desire, and mental focus. When you eat bananas every day, especially in the morning, you may be slowly turning off the engine that drives your will to live, your energy at work, and the spark of intimacy. And there's more. Bananas contain lectins that inflame the intestine and interfere with the absorption of zinc, an essential mineral for the production of testosterone. Without testosterone, you lose strength, and confidence. I'll tell you about Alfredo, a 69-year-old former marathon runner. He felt constantly tired, even without making any major efforts. He slept well, didn't drink, didn't smoke, went for walks, but he felt like something had turned off inside him. When we analyzed his eating routine, we realized that every morning he ate 2 bananas. Out of habit, out of convenience. After understanding the effects this caused, a drop in dopamine, an increase in serotonin, zinc blockage, and estrogen stimulation, he decided to change. For 10 days, he swapped the banana for half an avocado. The result? I feel more awake, more myself, he said. What he noticed was more than physical. It was mental, emotional. Motivation returned, confidence reappeared, and with it, the pleasure of connecting with his wife. All this by swapping one fruit. Not because bananas are poisonous, but because for a mature man, they provide what the body doesn't need, more calm when what is sought is vitality. Fruit 3, orange and orange juice. Now let's talk about the most popular fruit for breakfast, the orange. Whether fresh or in juice form, it seems to be the symbol of health, a source of vitamin C, refreshing, and ideal for starting the day. But this habit may be directly damaging your circulation. Orange juice, for example, has more sugar per glass than a can of soda. Even the fruit itself, when consumed in excess, causes insulin spikes, acidifies the body, and inflames the walls of blood vessels. This directly compromises the production of nitric oxide, a substance that dilates blood vessels and allows blood to flow to where it is most needed, the heart, brain, and, yes, the intimate area. Oranges also contain plenty of citric acid, which irritates the intestinal mucosa and interferes with pH balance. In older men, this contributes to bloating, reflux, low nutrient absorption, and chronic inflammation, a silent poison for your sex life. One of my patients, Donato, 74, reported feeling increasingly weak, even though he was doing everything right. He used to drink orange juice every morning, thinking it was protecting his heart. When we explained that this habit was actually causing glucose spikes and damaging his circulation, he was shocked. What do you mean, doctor? Orange juice is natural. Yes, it is natural. But natural juice can also be toxic, depending on age, metabolism, and quantity. Donato replaced the orange juice with just 100 milliliters of pure pomegranate juice, a fruit that, unlike oranges, increases the production of nitric oxide, reduces inflammation, and protects blood vessels. In less than 20 days, he reported improvements in his erection, focus, and even physical fitness. His wife called to thank him. Because the change was noticeable at home, in his mood, presence, connection. That is the power of a simple substitution made consciously. Fruit 4. Pineapple. The last fruit on the list is perhaps the most unexpected. Pineapple is tropical, refreshing, and digestive. It is used to cleanse the body after heavy meals. But here's the truth that no one talks about. Pineapple is extremely acidic, highly rich in fructose, and can be a disguised poison for the vascular health of mature men. Its high sugar content feeds the accumulation of visceral fat, the fat that settles in the belly, around the organs, and sabotages your hormone levels. It converts testosterone into estrogen. Yes, that female hormone that makes you slower, more emotional, less virile. In addition, the acid in pineapple, when consumed frequently, inflames the stomach, reduces the absorption of minerals such as magnesium and zinc, and contributes to arterial hardening. This means less elasticity in the vessels, less response to stimulus, less circulation. And as a result, less firmness, less vitality, less connection with your masculine essence. Now that you know the truth, now that the curtains have fallen and the myths have been exposed, I want you to stop for a moment and think about your story. Think about everything you've overcome, the battles you faced, the moments when you felt like you couldn't handle it, but you still overcame it. Because if you've made it this far, it's because there's still fire inside you. There's strength. There's a man who refuses to accept decline as his destiny. And it's for that man that I speak now. The fruits that are silently stealing your energy, your vitality, and your intimacy today, they have no power compared to the power of your choice. Yes, the choice to change. The choice to take action. The choice to take care of the only body you'll ever have in this life. You deserve to be proud of yourself when you wake up. You deserve to look in the mirror and see not just a man, but the whole man you've always been. The truth is that we are not just talking about physical health. We are talking about presence, about connection, about living with purpose and intensity until the last day. We are talking about feeling that inner fire again, that firm pulse of someone who still has a lot to live, to love, to conquer. And all of this starts with a decision as simple as it is powerful, to exchange what is destroying you for that which restores you. Fruits that inflame you, that sabotage your hormones, that throw you off course, for fruits that heal you, that strengthen you, that give you back what is rightfully yours, circulation, desire, vitality, presence. It is no exaggeration to say that your next bite could be the beginning of a new phase in your life. Because it is not about diet. It is about identity. About remembering who you are, what you represent, and how much you can still live with strength and dignity. Your age is not an obstacle. It is your armor, and if no one has told you this lately, let me say it now, with all the truth that this moment demands. I am proud of you. I am proud that you stayed until the end, that you listened, reflected, and considered that yes, it is still possible to turn the game around. Because while many are accepting tiredness, apathy, and silence as an inevitable part of aging, you are here, standing up, informing yourself, arming yourself with knowledge. And that is rare. That is courage. That is leadership. Your story is not over. In fact, it may just be beginning. The road ahead is still open. Time is still your ally. And all you need to do is take the first step. A more conscious dish. A smarter juice. A choice that says, I choose to live fully. Do it for yourself. For the person you love. For the intimacy you want to recover. Because the future still awaits you. And it can be stronger, more vibrant, and more intense than you imagine.